The city glitters under the glow of 1,000 ballroom lights. But behind the shine, something dangerous is stirring. Whispers spread from mansion to mansion, hinting that the greatest wedding of the century may be hiding the darkest secret of all. And as the date draws closer, one truth becomes harder to ignore. Love may bring Marian and Larry together, but power could tear. The New York stands tall in the distance, its golden rooftops catching the early morning sun. The streets are quiet, but not calm. Every home, every newspaper, every parlor is buzzing with one headline: the Russell wedding. For months, society has waited, watched, and judged as Marian Brooke and Larry Russell stepped closer to a future that no one expected. Their worlds were never meant to mix. Her modest upbringing and his powerful, wealthy family form a union that challenges everything the city believes in. And now, as their wedding invitation begins to circulate among the elite, excitement mingles with suspicion. Inside a dimly lit study, we see a gloved hand sliding the invitation across a table. The gold lettering sparkles, but the silence around it is heavy. Some celebrate the match, calling it a bold step into a new age. Others call it reckless, claiming Marian's presence in the Russell dynasty could shift alliances and upset the fragile balance of high society. Rumors swirl like smoke, quiet enough to deny, loud enough to spread. People wonder if Marian understands the power she is about to marry into. They whisper that Larry's heart might be true, but the family behind him carries shadows that stretch longer than any wedding aisle as the camera glides through the grand halls of Fifth Avenue mansions. Voices echo with mixed emotions: envy, excitement, and fear. Every chandelier, every polished floor, every velvet curtain stands as a witness to the growing tension. Because beneath all the beauty, something is wrong. Something unspoken. Something waiting to break free. And as Marian looks out her window, watching the city prepare for her big day, she has no idea that a storm is already forming, one that could change her path forever. Not forever. The Russell mansion rises like a golden fortress against the skyline, glowing, powerful, and impossible to ignore. But inside, the air feels colder than the marble floors beneath their feet. The wedding announcement has reached every corner of the house, and with it comes a wave of silent unrest. Bertha Russell stands at the center of the grand ballroom, examining the flowers that will cover the room in just a few weeks. She doesn't touch them. She doesn't smile. She only studies the petals as if they are clues to a problem no one else can see. Her staff watches her carefully, afraid to disturb the silent storm building behind her eyes. Bertha is not a woman who fears society, she commands it. But the idea of Marian joining the family unsettles her in a way she refuses to admit. She knows Marian is kind, thoughtful, and honest. But those qualities are not the currency of New York's elite. Power is, strength is, reputation is, and Bertha doubts Marian can stand firm in a world where one wrong move can destroy everything. Upstairs, Larry argues with his father, George Russell. Their voices are low but sharp. George isn't angry about love. He has always respected his son's heart. What troubles him is the shift that this marriage will cause in the eyes of their business rivals. Every deal, every handshake, every alliance will be tested once Marian becomes part of their empire. George warns his son that some enemies do not attack with fists, they attack with gossip, pressure, and silence. Larry listens, but his jaw stays tight. He is tired of choosing between duty and the woman he loves. Meanwhile, servants whisper in the corridors, trading rumors as if they are pieces of gold. Some claim Bertha is planning a test for Marian, something to see whether she can survive the weight of the Russell name. Others believe a member of the family is hiding a secret that could ruin the wedding before it begins. Every whisper grows louder, feeding the tension until even the chandeliers seem to tremble with it as night falls over the mansion. Bertha stands alone at the top of the staircase, staring into the darkness as if it might speak. She knows this wedding will decide more than just the future of her son. It will decide her own standing in the world she fought so hard to conquer. And for Bertha Russell, losing ground is never an option. The question now is not whether the wedding will happen, but whether the family will survive what it brings. Far from the wealth of the Russell mansion, Marian sits alone in her small, quiet room, staring at a letter she hasn't opened yet. The paper is thin, the ink slightly smudged, as if whoever wrote it hesitated before sealing it. She turns it over again and again, feeling a strange weight press against her chest. The city outside her window is alive, carriages rolling, voices rising, lights flickering, but inside this moment, the world feels still. Still. Marian has never feared change, but today, something unsettles her in a way she can't explain. She places the letter beside her, tries to distract herself by looking at her wedding dress hanging in the corner. Soft ivory fabric, delicate embroidery, a symbol of everything she has dreamed about and everything she has struggled to earn. Yet even the beauty of it can't silence the quiet worry growing inside her. She wonders if love alone is enough to protect her from the world she is about to enter. The Russell name is powerful enough to lift someone to the highest ballroom or crush them under its expectations. As she rises from her chair, she hears a soft knock. Ada enters with a warm smile, but her expression shifts when she notices Marian's troubled eyes. Ada tries to encourage her, reminding her that love is rare and worth fighting for. But Marian can sense the hesitation in her aunt's voice. Even Ada, gentle and hopeful, knows that marrying into the Russell dynasty will place Marian under a spotlight that never fades. A spotlight that exposes every flaw, every choice, every whisper. Marian finally opens the letter. Her hands tremble slightly as she unfolds the page. The message is short, written in hurried strokes, warning her that someone close to the Russell family is working against the marriage. No name, no explanation. Only a final sentence that sends a chill through her. Be careful who you trust. The words echo in her mind long after she sets the letter down. She tries to imagine who would write such a thing, an enemy of the Russells. A jealous rival, or worse, someone who knows a truth she has yet to uncover. As the candles burn low, Marian steps toward the window and watches the city shimmer under the night sky. She feels as if the city itself is hiding secrets in its shadows. For the first time, she wonders if she is walking into a life shaped by love, or into a storm carefully waiting for her arrival. One thing becomes painfully clear: this wedding will not be simple. And the truth behind the warning is just beginning to reveal itself. Night settles over New York like a velvet curtain, swallowing the loud bustle of the day. But in certain corners of the city, silence is never truly silent. Behind closed doors, behind drawn curtains, behind guarded eyes, people talk. And lately, every conversation seems to circle back to one thing: the wedding that could shift. The balance of power in ways no one fully understands. In the dim back room of a private club, two men sit across from each other, faces half hidden by smoke curling up from their cigars. Their voices are low, steady, almost too calm for the weight of their words. They speak of the Russells, of their growing influence, of the danger of allowing a woman like Marian to join their legacy. Not because she is weak, but because she is unpredictable, uncontrolled, a variable in a world built on careful calculations. One of the men slides a small envelope across the table. Gold seal, familiar handwriting, a copy of the wedding invitation. He taps it with a single finger, as if pointing to a fault line hidden beneath the surface. This marriage, he mutters, could crack the foundation of everything we've built. The other man nods slowly, not in agreement, but in understanding. They do not fear love, they fear disruption. And the Russells have never been more powerful, more connected, more undefeatable. If this union strengthens them further, the old families may lose the last of their grip on society. Meanwhile, across the street, a shadowy figure listens from a darkened alleyway. They are close enough to hear fragments of the men's conversation, just enough to understand that something dangerous is unfolding. The figure keeps their distance, face hidden beneath the hood, but their posture shows familiarity with secrecy. When the men fall silent, the listener slips away into the night, moving quickly through narrow lanes, as if on a mission. Every step echoes softly, blending with the city's nighttime rhythm. The figure stops under a flickering street lamp and pulls out a notebook filled with names, dates, and scribbled observations. At the bottom, circled several times, is one word: wedding. They run a finger over the ink, almost in warning to themselves. Someone is planning a move, and the pieces are shifting faster than anyone expects. Far above, in the glowing windows of grand mansions, guests continue to gossip about gowns, guest lists, and ballroom seating. They have no idea that beneath their polished world lies a network of quiet strategies, hidden alliances, and silent threats. The upcoming wedding has become more than a ceremony. It has become a battlefield disguised in lace and gold. As the mysterious figure disappears into the fog, one thing becomes clear. Late evening settles over the Russell mansion, but sleep refuses to touch Larry's eyes. He stands alone in his art studio, surrounded by unfinished sketches and scattered drafts of new architectural designs. The room is quiet, except for the faint hum of the city outside, a constant reminder of the world he is expected to shape. Larry has always loved creation building, dreaming, imagining, but tonight his thoughts are fixed on something far more fragile than any structure he has drawn: his future with Marian. On his work table lies a small velvet box containing the wedding cufflinks he plans to wear. He picks them up, feeling their cold weight in his palm. They are elegant, traditional, symbols of legacy and expectation. But Larry does not see jewelry, he sees pressure. He sees the long shadow of his family name stretching across his choices. He sees the unspoken question lingering in every conversation with his parents. Can love survive the weight of power? George Russell enters quietly, hands clasped behind his back. He doesn't scold Larry or lecture him. Instead, he observes the room, the unfinished models, the countless drawings pinned to the walls. George has always admired his son's talent, but admiration does not erase the realities of their world. He warns Larry once again that marrying Marian will provoke reactions from old families, business rivals, even allies who pretend to smile while plotting behind closed doors. Larry listens, but his heart is firm this time. He explains with calm determination that his love for Marian is not a rebellion. It is a choice, one that defines him more than any building ever could. George studies his son's face, searching for doubt, but finds none. For the first time, he realizes Larry has crossed a line that cannot be walked back. The boy who once followed the rules is now a man who will break them if it means protecting the woman he loves. When George leaves, Larry returns to his drawings, but this time he doesn't focus on buildings. Instead, he sketches Marian, her quiet smile, her graceful strength, the spark in her eyes whenever she talks about art or independence. The sketch is soft, unfinished, but full of emotion. As he draws, his mind drifts to the warning he heard earlier from a trusted acquaintance that someone is planning to interfere with the wedding. Larry stops, pencil frozen mid-stroke. A knot tightens in his chest. He knows trouble is coming, but he doesn't know from where. All he knows is that Marian is already in the center of a storm she did not create. He closes his sketchbook gently. Whatever threat is rising, whatever shadows are moving, Larry vows one thing: he will not let anyone tear them apart, even if it means standing against forces bigger than his family, bigger than society, bigger than anything he has faced before. Morning arrives with a sharp, cold wind sweeping through the streets, pushing against the calm that New York tries to display. Marian steps outside her aunt's home for a short walk, hoping fresh air will calm her troubled mind. But every carriage that passes seems to carry eyes watching her. Every whisper from passing strangers feels like it hides meaning. Though she tries to stay composed, the warning letter from the night before lingers in her thoughts like a shadow that refuses to lift. She heads toward the small art gallery she often visits, a place that usually brings her comfort. Today, however, the gallery feels different, quiet, heavy. A single painting catches her attention, a portrait of a bride standing at the edge of a cliff. Veil blowing in the wind, something about it pulls her forward. She stares at it, sensing a strange familiarity in the expression of fear and hope mixed together. As she studies it, a soft voice speaks behind her. It's beautiful and tragic, isn't it? Marian turns to see a woman she doesn't recognize. Tall, poised, dressed in muted colors that blend easily into the room. Her smile is polite but doesn't reach her eyes. She introduces herself simply, claiming she is an admirer of Marian's strength for entering the Russell world. But the way she says the word strength feels almost mocking. Marian senses something off, something carefully hidden behind her gentle tone. The woman leans closer, as if sharing a secret with a friend. "You must be careful," she whispers. "Not everyone standing beside you is truly on your side." Before Marian can ask what she means, the woman slips away, disappearing into the hallway like a ghost fading into the walls. Marian is left startled, unsure if she has encountered a stranger, or a warning wrapped in polite conversation. Back at home, she paces the room, replaying the encounter again and again. The letter, the whispers, the mysterious woman. All of it feels connected, yet she cannot see the full picture. She finally gathers her courage and heads to Ada, hoping her aunt might offer clarity. Ada listens calmly, but grows pale as Marian repeats the stranger's words. She admits that there have been rumors of someone from the Russell family's business circle who has strong reasons to oppose the wedding. Marian's heart sinks. Could the threat be coming from someone close to Larry? Someone who smiles at her during social gatherings, yet plans against her behind the scenes. As Marian sits, hands trembling slightly, she realizes a painful truth. The danger isn't distant. It's already inside their world, watching, waiting, and growing bolder with every day. The wedding draws closer, her breath steadies, but her resolve hardens. She understands now that love is not the only thing being tested. Her courage is to dot the day of the wedding arrives, with a sky as bright as polished gold, yet the air carries a heaviness no sunlight can erase. Guests flood into the towering cathedral, their jewels catching the light, their whispers filling the air like a restless tide. Everyone is dressed in their best, but beneath their polished smiles lies curiosity. Curiosity about whether the long-rumored trouble will show itself before the vows are spoken. The anticipation is almost tangible, weaving itself through every pew and every fluttering ribbon. Inside a private room, Marian sits quietly as attendants adjust the final touches of her gown. The fabric glows softly around her, but she cannot shake the tightness in her chest. The warning letter, the mysterious woman, the shifting behavior of people she once trusted. It all feels like a puzzle missing its last, most important piece. She tries to breathe steadily, reminding herself that Larry is waiting at the end of the aisle, ready to fight for her. But even love cannot silence the instinct rising within her that something is moments away from breaking. Across the cathedral, Larry stands with his groomsmen, hands folded tightly behind his back. His face shows calm, but inside, his nerves are unsteady. He hasn't told Marian. But early that morning, he received a message of his own, a cryptic note urging him to delay the ceremony. The handwriting was familiar, unnervingly so. But Larry refused to listen. He believed delaying the wedding would only give their enemies more time to act. Still, the echo of that warning sits in his mind like a distant thundercloud. As the music begins, Marian takes her first step into the aisle. The entire room rises. Light pours through stained glass windows, wrapping her in a glow that makes her appear almost otherworldly. Larry's eyes soften as he watches her walk toward him, each step filled with a determination that steals his breath. For a moment, everything feels perfect. Still, safe. Then a sudden shift ripples across the crowd. A gasp. A startled cry from the back pews. The doors slam open. A figure steps inside, dressed in dark attire, expression sharp with purpose. Marian halts mid-stride, her heartbeat pounding in her ears. Larry steps forward, ready to protect her, but the figure raises a hand not in threat, but in warning. Their voice cuts through the silence like a blade. This wedding cannot continue, not until the truth is revealed. The room erupts into chaos. Guests whisper frantically. Ada clutches her chest. Bertha stiffens, eyes flashing with fury. George prepares to confront the intruder. But something in the figure's presence holds him back. Marian locks eyes with them, fear and curiosity colliding inside her. She senses immediately that this is not a stranger. This is someone who knows the Russells, someone who carries knowledge that could shatter everything. The figure steps forward, slowly, deliberately, stopping at the center of the aisle, and with a voice trembling not from fear but from urgency, they reveal there's a secret. One that could destroy both families, and it must be exposed before vows are spoken. The screen cuts to black. The music swells. Silence follows. Then, the final title flashes. The Gilded Age season for the wedding twist has only begun.